Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome back to my stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic afternoon. You should be. We just kicked off the Premier League with a fantastic win over Crystal Palace. A fantastic result. A fantastic performance. And lads, I have a cold, so I apologize in advance for any sniffing, coughing, anything you'll be hearing over the stream. Fantastic result, lads. Fantastic result. We saw some great performances. We saw some good teamwork, some good team play. And I'm really impressed by a couple of the lads. And we're going to be discussing all of that on this match reaction, match review. I'm getting feedback. I think it might be Eric. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, fantastic day. Fantastic day for Chalobah. Fantastic day for the Chelsea boys. It's good to see. I'm still getting feedback. I don't know where it's coming from. It might be Matt. It was Matt. It's good to see that we're getting back to normal, full stadium. I know there was a few empty seats that were misallocated for some reason, but all in all, a full capacity. Great to see Tuchel managing his team at the bridge in the Premier League with full capacity in the stand. Bobby, smoke signals. Yeah, man. All right, listen, Bobby, you need to get in here, man. I need to get some reaction from you. By midfielder, not Kunde. You know what? We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about all of these topics. I want to welcome Eric Blue and Matthew and also Bobby, who has just jumped in. How you all doing this afternoon?
Hey, what a nice result. Let's just put it that way.
What a good start. That's a good start.
Very
it's a good way to kick off.
satisfactory.
Fantastic, yeah.
Fantastic way to kick off
Yeah,
the
agreed.
Premier League.
Yeah, agreed. Fantastic
Important way
result.
to kick off as well.
Yeah.
Greetings to Matt, Eric Blue. As well as
Yo,
you.
hey guys. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Listen, when I saw the way that Manchester United kicked off their season with a 5-1 demolition job, fantastic start for them. I was thinking, we need to get out of the blocks pretty quick as well, and we done that. And to be fair, I think our performance was better because of the clean sheet. Yes, they're ahead of us on goals, but because of the clean sheet, I'm really, really happy with the performance. Dennis, critical. Was it critical couch critic? I keep getting your name backwards.
Hey,
couch critic.
Welcome.
I apologize, man. I've got a cold. My eyes are watering. I couldn't read the name. How you doing, Dennis? You good?
Dennis, turn off the TV there. You can get banned for that.
What are you talking about? Oh,
The game. The game.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Perfect.
Good call.
Nice one, man.
I'm great, man. How could I not be after a 3-0 decisive win like that, right? And seeing Chalobah score a screamer like that in his first game, like, just so proud to be a Chelsea fan today. 3-0 and
bad omen though. Couch critic, bad omen on what you just said. Bad omen. The last defender to score a screamer like that is now playing for AC Milan.
Yeah, but Reece James also scored a screamer in his first game of last season.
It's
how you want to look at it, man. It's either the grass is green or
but do you know what, Dennis? What felt what got me is not the goal, it's the way he reacted, how much that goal meant to him. Yes. That's what got me, man. Seriously, man. That was amazing. That reaction,
Chelsea through and through, man.
And the boys, the team, they all came around him and they all showed him love and respect, and they pushed him because the man had tears in his eyes, and they're like, you know what, you done this. You're one of us now. You're one of the big boys now, and you're here.
Boys that come through our academy, all they want to do is get and break through to the first team.
Yeah.
This kid has done that today. He has I think he's forced his way through. He is definitely got to be part of the squad. And after, your stream yesterday when I was trying to say that there's some things that Callum needs to now start doing, this is how you do it. This kid has never put a foot wrong. He's had a solid game and he's scored a goal. What else can you do?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I was moved by his reaction.
So was I.
I really
so
was.
So was I. Listen, Bobby. But you know what? Watching his performance in the first half, I'm like, the guy is playing well. The guy is playing well. It would be a shame to see him getting replaced. But then, and he scores that goal, and I'm like, "Come on, man! You can't be replacing him now." I don't care. I want to see this guy in the team. Honestly, I want to see this guy being part of the squad. I mean, if you want to get another defender, another DM, keep him in the squad, keep him with the team, and give him opportunities.
I think Zouma leaves.
Taking your chances, Mo. That's what he do.
And he's done that. He's done that, mate. He's done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, man. I mean, it's not he's just taking it, but he's putting in some fantastic performances. And put the goal aside. He didn't put a foot wrong today. Put the goal aside,
Yeah, you're right.
And for me,
sorry, Kat.
No, go on, Dennis. Go on.
No, I was just going to say the thing that I think is so important now is just having him around this squad, having him around Tuchel all the time, because like as much as he is Chelsea through and through, I think it's important to have him integrated with this group of players because it's a completely different setup from when he had first, with Chelsea of old. So I think that just having him around this particular squad, which is a special squad, whether or not he's going to get enough games is obviously debatable, but I don't want to see guys like him go on loan and then lose the connection with this group. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's shown us enough at this point where he's somebody that Tuchel can trust now. He's looking like he can trust him now. He's played pretty much most of the preseason minutes, and then he came in today and played a blinder again. So
and Couch, he will get games. There's room for him.
Absolutely,
even if we get Jules Koundé, Thiago Silva is going to be a bit part player. He's not going to play so many games, and this kid can he can do what we wanted Gurhi to do. In fact, I see why we got rid of Gurhi.
Gurhi was not. He did nothing. He did nothing. I mean, Gurhi's playing against Chelsea. He's not playing against. He's playing against the champions of Europe. So it is what it is. But I think the bond that we were talking about that we've been talking about over the past couple of streams. Today it was so present and so visible. Even Tuchel, did you see the way that Tuchel embraced Chalobah at the end of the game? The hug that he gave him, it wasn't one of them, just shake my hand and keep walking. No, he hugged him and he stood with him for a couple of minutes, telling him, well done, congrats, you did, you played well today. And that is what players, especially young players coming through, that's what they need. They need to feel, that the appreciation of their manager, the appreciation of their teammates, and the squad that we have today has that. And Tuchel even talked about it in his press conference. He said, we wanted somebody to come into the team. We're talking about Lukaku. We wanted somebody to come into the team and not disturb this harmony that we have, the spirit that we have. He said that. And I think he was referring to the other guy they wanted to get, who would have disturbed it because of the entourage that comes along with him. But this guy, Lukaku, he's part of this. He's part of this heritage. And him coming in, with these guys, with this mentality, with this mindset, is only going to get better and closer. And to be honest, I'm thinking, right now, defense-wise, I mean, even before we talk about Koundé, and I wish Jem was here because Jem would have something to say about this. But before the Koundé interest, a centre back was never on my mind. I was thinking about the DM, and I was thinking about bolstering that part of the team. Because in centre backs we have a good a good squad and a good amount of players, and Chalobah here, man, for me, adding him on to our squad is enough. It's enough. Yes, he's still learning. Yes, he's still developing. But what I've seen from him pre-season, Super Cup, this game, we've got something there, a diamond in the rough.
I think Chalobah is fantastic, right? But don't get me wrong, we still need Koundé. Aspi's gonna go. Silva's gonna go.
Sorry, man. Let me just cut you off for a second.
Go on.
When I say Koundé should not be a priority, it's because I think we need to cover the midfield before we look at Koundé. I'm not saying Koundé shouldn't be looked at. No. Koundé is a class player. and would add a lot to our team. I mean, and he would be an upgrade to Chalobah, to maybe even to Aspi with his age and whatnot. I agree, but what I'm saying is we need to address the midfield right now, because today we had two tired guys out there in midfield. They did all right, but they were tired. You can see that. You can see that when they were playing.
I think the midfield is not really a big option. Like, we can get Tuchel like this. Like, we can get him like that. Right? He's same age, and there's no need to really push. So I think we can get a midfield, but if we're linked with Koundé, let's get him in. You know, there's no need to not back out of it just because Chalobah had 5 good games. Koundé is still a priority, in my opinion, but our midfield is definitely a bigger priority at this moment. But I don't see a midfield being an issue to get. I think Tuchel can easily come in. Rice is out of the deal. Kamara is out of the deal. Tuchel is the man that we need. I think we can get him easy.
Yeah,
is he the man that we do need?
I think
he the level that we need?
We need a creative player right now, because we look at it, right? We got Kante. He's still decent, but he's still going to come in and out because obviously of his injuries. We got Jorginho, who's in form right now. Kovačić, who's playing decent. We need someone now who can play the fourth option. He coming into a squad that's already developed can learn from this and become like a Chalobah, become like Reece James, like all these youngsters that we've had. So bringing someone in now and to develop over the years is something we need right now. I don't think we need an old midfielder to come in and bring his ways and stuff into the team. I think we need a youngster who can develop, learning from Kante, Jorginho, and Kovačić.
Yeah,
and
you're
he's
right.
a fantastic
We do have
midfielder too.
experience. Yeah, we do have experience in midfield right now. It's just we need to replenish that area of the pitch in a major way. I feel. Obviously, we got Billy Gilmour on loan, which is going to be great because I think he's going to come back into the squad and add another dimension. But I really do think that given the players that we have in the rotation of the squad right now, we do need to have a midfielder that can come in and give us something else. And I mean, Conte, we didn't miss him today, obviously, but going forward, when we see some of the competitions, he's going to be indispensable to the squad again, right? We all know this. But how many games can we actually give him and still get that top level like Conte? We saw even a couple of years ago, when under Sarri kind of ran him into the ground, and then the year after it was difficult for him to recover. But I think obviously this last past season he was back to his levels, which is just incredible. But I think we need to look at that area, look at somebody that can play that sort of like destroyer box to box role, and get him into the squad. That's the missing piece for me right now. As much as I agree, Koundé would be a nice piece to add, but that seems like a luxury given what we have right now in center backs right now.
Yeah. What is this about? I must have missed this. Has Ruben got COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 2 weeks gone. So I think this morning. Oh,
wow.
Yesterday.
Well, I think it was coming back from the Super Cup.
All right. I mean, is that going to have an impact on the team? Isolation.
It's just him. It's just him. He's. I think honestly, I agree with Carl. I think he's probably dusted. We've seen what COVID does to players, and 2 weeks gone, and I don't know. I see him just gone. I think we should sell him now as quick as possible.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Listen, I want to go back to this DM talk. We'll go back to this, but I want to talk about some other things right now. I want to talk about Timo Werner. I want to talk about Pulisic. I want to talk about Marcos Alonso, Emerson Palmieri. I want to talk about I want to cover these aspects, and then we'll come back to DM, and then we'll also cover Tammy Abraham before the stream is out. Timo Werner, lads. Timo Werner is the same Timo Werner that we saw last season, or am I being too harsh? Tell me.
Nah,
I don't know.
No, you're right. But honestly, Mo, I think we got to give him one last chance to see how he plays with Lukaku.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I didn't see. Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
Let's go, Eric. There we go, Dennis. Yep.
Yeah. I don't want to be too harsh towards Timo. I think he's doing his part. He's running. He's making those movements. Obviously, he's not. It's not enough for what we want. But obviously, Tuchel still thinks that there's value that he brings. So we'll just keep watching with it. But ideally, you want more from Timo. But so far, I'm not too disappointed with his. He was all right. He wasn't too bad. So let's just see what happens. And obviously, like Matt said, we need to see him with maybe Lukaku. in a partnership. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see that happen, and then we'll we can anticipate what to expect from him moving forward. Dennis, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, I think Eric kind of summed it up for me too. As much as you need your strikers to score, they're evaluated on their goal scoring more so than their build up play and whatnot. But I didn't think that he had a terrible game. Like he had a couple half chances that probably could have done better on. But overall, I don't think that what I saw from him would lead me to believe that like he can't build on that and improve and get better going on in the season. So it's just gonna it might take him seeing Lukaku up front and seeing how maybe seeing somebody finish ahead of him in the pecking order, giving him a chance. Because I don't think that like he's in the preferred 11 right now, to be honest. I think that he comes on as some sort of like super sub, either for one of like Havertz or Mount or Lukaku himself. So at this point in time, he's got a lot to prove, but I don't think that was a terrible first game. I thought he was just okay. He didn't. And again, like the team in itself was phenomenal. So it's hard to find guys that did not hold their weight. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. In regards to Gabriel's comment here, he says testing positive doesn't mean you have the virus. It means you have the virus. I think he.
It means you have the virus.
Yeah, totally.
What he's trying to say is it doesn't mean that you're going to be impacted by it. He could
Yeah,
have it.
He won't show symptoms. Yeah,
he might not show
he
symptoms.
can definitely have it, but
Yeah. But if you have it, you have it. I just don't want people to think by having the virus, it means there's a chance you don't have it. No, if you test positive, you have it, but you may not be impacted by it. It affects people differently. So.
But
just be careful.
depending on what level he has it on, he's still out for 2 weeks. So that's just going to drop his fitness. It's going to drop. So if we do see him in the team, we're not going to see him back for another month at least. So honestly, why keep him?
Yeah,
with that same thing in mind, right?
Yeah,
Like
again, yeah.
I don't want to sell him for peanuts though, because I think Ruben is one of those players that could be half decent. If he finds a team that gives him the opportunity, that gives him the support and the love that he needs, and the medical attention that he needs, because Ruben is injury prone, and it's not because there's something wrong with the way he trains. It's just the way his physique is. He's got back problems. He's got problems in his knees. He grew up quite quickly. Physically, he grew quite quickly, and that has caused him some issues. So we'll have to wait and see with regards to Ruben. I really like Ruben. I think Ruben is a very, very good player, very talented player. And he's been unfortunate. He has been very unfortunate in the way that his career's panned out. I hope the best for him. I want to move on. Marcos Alonso, what a free kick! What a free kick, man!
I mean,
What
that's
did you
what
say
he
about
does
this
there.
guy, right? Like,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
he's a
saying.
fantastic secondary wing back. I mean, I would love to. I always say, if no one buys him, no one gets him. Why not keep him as a backup? But he did decent.
That's exactly my sentiments as well. Like I don't understand. Like he scored the most goals by a defender in the Premier League since 2016, 17, whenever it was he came. Like he's an asset to the squad. Just his ball striking ability, his heading ability. Like obviously you want your fullback or your wingback to be a little bit more, astute defensively. But aside from that, I think he has value to the squad. And if I was going to move anybody, I would move Emerson before I move Alonso. I think he's kind of given us something that we don't have.
Do you think
in that position.
Do you think it's curious that Tuchel brought Emerson off the bench and not Chilwell?
I was very confused about that.
Well, Chilwell's going to get a lot of games, though, right?
Yeah, but I thought to warm up, get him ready because he hasn't played since Champions League final. I thought Emerson, he's gone, long gone, get rid of him. But I was really confused when that happened.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
I think we might be a little bit premature in regards to Emerson and Alonso, going. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to welcome Boogeyman to the stream. Boogeyman, how you doing, my man?
Hello, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
We're
good.
Man.
Congratulations, man. Good start to the season.
Another win, 3-0. The only problem is Timo didn't score, so that was my frustration. But other than that, man, I'm happy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm happy.
Definitely.
Timo has done a lot. I've heard, I think it was a cult critic or someone criticized Timo, but Timo has done more than Pulisic. I can tell you that.
We're not criticizing. We're just saying that there isn't a big difference to him last season and this season, and we were hoping to see something different. But like Eric said, we let's judge it when we have him playing with Lukaku, and then we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, let's give him time. Let's give him time. I'm happy to give him time, and especially.
To be honest, yeah.
No, I'm just gonna say, especially with Lukaku coming in, the onus to score goals is not on his head anymore. So hopefully that will help him along the way to get in a couple. Go on, Eric.
Yeah, I actually disagree with that comment about Pulisic. I think Pulisic was actually better. Maybe their performances were similar,
sure.
but he also scored. So Pulisic was better, slightly.
I actually I've got some notes here that I've made during the game. And the next question I wanted to ask you guys was, do you think Pulisic is improving? Based on what you saw today, based on what you saw in the Super Cup, based on what you saw in pre-season, is Pulisic getting into form? Is he improving?
I think this season, yes. I mean, we saw him. Remember last year, as soon as we came out of COVID, he was on fire, and then I think got injured. But I think we're seeing a better Pulisic than we did from the last season when Tuchel came in to that era. So I think he is improving slightly. I mean, he did score today, but we've got to keep this consistency. That's the thing with Tuchel. Pulisic, he's not consistent. So if he keeps that up, then he's going to be a fantastic player, and we all know that.
To be honest, I think Pulisic didn't really improve because other than that goal he scored today, I didn't see too much. So I understand that he scored a goal, then we all happy, but he didn't. I didn't see anything more than the old Pulisic also.
It was a ricochet. It was a ricochet. I mean, he was in the right time, in the right place, right time.
Yeah.
But maybe that goal wasn't all about skill, all about finesse, all about technique, but it's also a confidence booster. Would you guys agree on that?
Definitely, big confidence booster.
I think we already say. I think the previous stream that Pulisic needs a lot of confidence. He needs to play the same position over and over and over. So most of his dribble become more like a reflex instead of being trying to do something. Because he's always, the talent is there. Even today, he controlled the ball between two defensive midfielders, and you can see the talent was there. I was like, wow, that's Pulisic, I know. But then after that, you can see him bouncing off defender, losing simple ball, not passing at the right time. Then you see all those things. Then he scored a goal. I mean, it's good for his confidence, but at the end of the day, he needs to do more if he wants to stay in this team, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's a confidence booster, personally. I don't think he's I'm not sure he's lacking confidence. I don't think he's like, I don't think he's lacking confidence, and we've seen matches where he hasn't played well and he still scored.
Wait. Firstly, shout out to Elijah for that comment. This one.
Oh yeah,
I found it. Yep. I just found it. I can't, this looks funny. Is this a meme? What is this? I'll show it to you guys. I mean, what you guys make of this? Where is it? There it is.
Nice, yeah. Looks like he's leaving. I don't know. I don't see any other players ever coming out with this suitcase on the pitch.
This is from Absolute Chelsea via Simon Johnson. And he's saying, Tammy Abraham leaving Stamford Bridge after the Chelsea 3-0 victory over Crystal Palace. But why? I mean...
it looks staged. It looks weird. I'm not sure about that.
Doesn't it?
Why does it look so obvious?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just like, why would it just walk out?
Yeah, why is he dragging his suitcase on the grass?
On the pitch. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Photoshop, guys?
Yeah,
Photoshop,
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think it's Photoshop. I think it's just him walking. Is that even Yeah, it is him, but I think it's just him just walking off. Honestly, just like
it looks like it's staged. It looks like they're trying to make it very obvious that he's leaving. I'm not sure what that's about.
I don't think it is staged, because if you go to Stamford Bridge, you get out of the vestiaire or where the player change, and you have to walk off the pitch to go on in the parking. So I think he's just leaving actually. I just think this
with
is
the
not
big
staged.
suitcase. I think a lot of people say maybe with the big suitcase, it's like
I'm not sure, man. I'm
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
It's weird. It's just weird. It's weird. I don't understand. Why does it look so obvious? You know what I mean? Like we already have an idea that he's leaving, but what's the point in? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
But he's leaving. At this point, he doesn't care anymore, right? So he can grab his suitcase.
Listen. And if he's leaving, has he packed his stuff in his locker at Stamford Bridge, and he's leaving to the airport from Stamford Bridge? It doesn't make any sense.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's one of those photo ops. I think we'll have to wait and see. But listen. The talk in regards to Tammy Abraham is he's going to Roma for a fee of around between 30 to 40 million euros, with a buyback clause of around 55. Is it million euros, something like that?
48, I think.
48. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like a 15 million euro difference between what we're selling him for and what we can get him back for, which is a weird one, because you think that they'd have more value put on the man, Roma anyway. Let's say a more of a price gap, but it does look like Tammy Abraham is going to Roma. I would have liked to have seen him given some time on the pitch, to be able to say his goodbyes, not the last 10 minutes. The MSN Palmieri coming on for Alonso, I would have liked to have seen, maybe Tammy Abraham come on that pitch, but it didn't pan out that way. It's a weird one. In regards to this season, lads, how you feeling now? We got the first game out of the way. It's a banana skin. Games like this are the kind of games we normally slip up on. So
that's true.
It's a good one.
Mo, can I say? Did you guys talk about Koundé already? Koundé and the Chalobah situation.
No, we did, but we can talk some more. Go ahead, Boogeyman.
Yeah, I just want to know what people are thinking at this point. That Chalobah deserves now to stay in the team. So what is the point of bringing Koundé in at this point?
Okay,
options. That's the point.
I think Koundé brings more than just a prize. Like, he is an attacking defender. He fits our style perfectly. If we do need him to play CDM, he can. Personally, I don't want to see him as a CDM. Right centre back's perfect. But Chalobah is a progressing player. We need someone now who's already progressed. Chalobah's gonna be fantastic next season, but I don't see why people are still pushing out the state that they don't want Koundé, because Koundé is still a fantastic defender. I just don't get it. Chalobah had 5 good games. Like, yes, we want him to do well, but we don't want to risk it. Let's get a defender who has value, who has investments. We're investing him into the next couple of years. We're not just going to buy him. He's going to play one season. He's going to be playing six seasons at least. So I generally don't see why people don't want him.
Yeah, but the reason is, for a player to develop, they need to play a lot of games. If you look at our back line now, we have Christensen and Thiago playing the same position. That would be my point. And then I think Rudiger is pretty much alone in that position, in my view. Then you have Zouma, the other guys, Reece James, that can play wing back sometime also. Aspi, everything is.
But if we're talking about centre backs, the only position on the right centre back is Chalobah, Koundé. We don't really have another right centre back. That's the only thing. Zouma kind of played there sometime, but we didn't have another right centre back.
Yeah, but then Zouma come into the center playing. So we have a 3 defender in the middle. Then Thiago, Christensen, and Zouma playing the mid. So we have 3 in that position.
Yeah.
Then in right position you have Chalobah, Koundé, Reece, and Aspi.
Reece and Aspi wouldn't play there if Koundé comes in there. Reece is like for the temp.
Yeah, but I would like to say, I just want to say one thing about this. It seems like there's too many defenders if we get Koundé as well. But you have to think that next season, at least one of Dave and Silva will leave.
Yeah.
So you have to think about that as well. So we may as well, sign the player we Tuchel wants sooner rather than later, so that he gets involved, he gets used to the
No, no,
club.
I think I understand the logics there, but my point is, even if we sign Kunde for 70 million or whatever, 80 million or something, then we sell Chalobah for what, 25 million? When
But
we
we
know
wouldn't sell him. We wouldn't sell him. Tuchel says he's not going to sell him. But we would sell Zouma for 25 to 30.
Yeah,
If we
but
get
if
Kunde, we'll sell Zouma.
so is Chalobah staying in the team at this one?
Chalobah will not leave the team. He's not.
I
He
hope
may
he
get
does.
loaned. He may get loaned. I would like to see him get loaned for like Valencia or someone for just one season and then bring him back. But he's definitely not getting sold. He's definitely not going to get sold.
I disagree, Matt. I disagree. I think Chalobah needs to stay purely for the fact that he can cover multiple positions. Like DJ said, he can also play in the DM role. I think. I think what we need to understand is this: we have a lot of games this season. We need to have squad depth. I think the fact that we're talking about Azpilicueta and Reece James in the centre back position is unfair. It's unfair. I think Tuchel has shown that he's quite happy to have Aspi playing as a right wing back, as well as Reece James, as well as Callum. Those three will be really focused on that area. Whereas in the right centre back position, we now have Azpilicueta, Chalobah, and Kunde, hopefully, if we sign him. That is not too many players in that position because remember, Azpilicueta is playing in multiple positions. So really, we have Chalobah and Kunde. In the same time, Chalobah could be played in midfield, and so could Kunde, and so could Reece James, and so could Christensen as well. So really, we have a versatile team and players that can play in multiple positions. And you all know, Tuchel is not afraid to have players playing in different positions. And I would not be surprised to see us not get a DM. Keep this in mind, yeah. The fact that we still haven't had a DM or any serious talks for a DM up until now, because the True story has died like a month ago. No one's talked about it seriously for about a month. The fan base have been regurgitating it and talking about it and mentioning it, but really there hasn't been anything in regards to that story for about a month.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of focus on Declan Rice, but that story is also dead in the water now. So don't be surprised that Tuchel is actually planning to play maybe Chalobah, maybe Christensen, maybe Kunde once he comes in, maybe even Reece James as a supporting role in regards to the DM position. I just mentioned three players that can fill in that role. Sorry, but just one second. Let me finish this point.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
So we have, all this talk, and I've said this in the past. We look a little bit light when it comes to the DM position. We look a little bit light if we're taking into account the actual DMs. But if we take into account the players in our team that can fill in that role and that can fill in that role quite well, no, we have a ton. But it's all about priorities. And if Tuchel wants to address the right centre back position with Kunde, I have nothing against it. Okay. I think Chalobah staying will also enable him to get better and to develop because he will have time to spend playing. He isn't going to be a bit part player like Billy Gilmour with like 3 or 4 games a season. I think Chalobah, if he stays, he will get at least 15 games in the season. Is that enough? We can debate that. Boogeyman, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, for the defender, I understand everyone's point of view, and I think there's logic there. When it comes to the midfielder, I don't even think that there's a chance for Chalobah to ever play the midfielder. Even if Kunde come, I don't even think he will be used in the midfield because I think Tuchel has a type of a midfielder that if he doesn't have it, he's not going to put it in. Like it will always be the Kovačić, the Kante, and it will always be the Jorginho. And maybe, just maybe, when it becomes really tough, he may use Loftus-Cheek. But I can guarantee you that I don't think he will ever move Chalobah in the middle because drink water. He just get rid of them. The other one also? The one that was wearing Bakayoko, and the one that was wearing the number 8. Forgot his name quick. Barkley. So they're really talented kids. They can play the ball, but for some reason, Tuchel just look at them and say, "No, you're not my type of midfielder." So they just gave rid of him. So I don't think he will go use someone that is half midfielder, half defender to play that position. Because he loves ballers, people that know how to control the ball and pass quick and think fast. So it's not defender type of the midfielder. Because I heard someone said we need a box-to-box strong midfielder. I don't think it's a Tuchel type of midfielder. That's my view, anyways. I would never think Tuchel will buy anything like that.
All right, fair enough.
I think just going back quickly,
Matt.
I feel like if we get Zouma out of the club and Koundé come in, then Chalobah can definitely stay and play Club World Cup, FA Cup, and those small games where he can play. Yeah.
I should have stated that. I believe Zouma will be going. Me personally, I don't want to see him go, but I think he will be going. I think
for the players coming in, I think it's best that he leaves. Like, I really do like Zouma, but I think for the players that we have in Chalobah, Koundé, I think it's best he leaves.
And the playing style that Tuchel is employing, Zouma would not have a lot of time on the pitch, and at the same time, when he does have time on the pitch, he wouldn't be able to play the style that Tuchel wants. He's going to make errors, and the fan base is going to switch on him, and I don't want to see that. So I think Zouma will be on the way out. I had a comment here from Mikhail, and he's asking, what about Christensen? What do you guys think about the performance of Christensen today?
Very solid. I'm going to give that a very solid. I don't really rate Christensen too much. I think he's fantastic, but he was very solid today, very calm. Didn't have too much to do. But when there was stuff, he did handle it pretty well. So I think overall he had a great game.
Yeah.
I agree.
I read Juan Mata on that one. He was really solid, and that's it. He did his job. If I will have to give a mark, I will give him the 10 on 10 because he did what he was supposed to be doing. That's it.
Yeah, true.
To be honest, I didn't rate Christensen before, but I think what he did last season was enough for me to say that he's a much improved player. I think he's much better than he was before. So I won't be surprised if he has a similar season to what he did last season.
I think he might have a better one. I wanna do something. Just give me a second, guys. I'm trying to get the starting lineup. Where is it?
Anyone follow our loanies that were playing in Premier League? How they did today?
I mean, Norwich, what's his name's on right now? What's his name? Jesus, Gilmour. Gilmour's playing right now.
Gilmour's playing now.
Okay.
Yeah. And Livermento played today.
Liverpool they scored a fortunate goal. Let's just put it like that.
Guys, I wanna do a rating. So let's just rate the players out of 10. And when you give me your rating, give me some insight to why you're giving them this rating. Mendy in goal today. How do you guys think he did? We'll start with Boogeyman.
Today I will give Mendy 8. If I have to go by on a 10, I will give him Mendy 8. He was a good goalkeeper, but twice I think 3 times or something, his passes went in the midfield, and it was a really, really weird pass he did, and it was dangerous. But at the end of the day, we keep the clean sheet. So for some reason, he gave confidence to the defender. So I'm happy with that also, and I'm happy with what he did today. So 8 for me, anyways.
Yeah. No, I concur. Clean sheet, no errors. Yeah, sounds about fair. Bobby, how'd you rate Mendy's performance today, mate?
Yeah, I'll give Mendy 7. He did nothing wrong. He kept a clean sheet. He's always solid behind the defense. So definitely a 7.
Okay, fair enough. Matt?
Yeah, I think I'll give him an 8. I think just besides the passes, he didn't really have to do much today.
True. First half, I don't think he had to touch the ball in anger at all. Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, I'll give him a 6. Just a standard performance.
6.
Just a just an average perform. He didn't have much to do. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't make any mistakes. It's not 6 because he was poor. Just a standard score.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we had conceded, I'd dread to hear what you'd give him then. But yeah, okay, 6. 6 is. So I said average score about 7.5, yeah? 7.5 average score for Mendy. Chalobah, Eric, we'll start with you. Would you give Chalobah?
It has to be a 9.5. To be honest, it should be a 10. It should be a 10 because I can't think of anything he should have done better. You know what? I'll just give him a 10. Scored a fantastic goal, probably goal of the season. 10.
Can someone confirm? Is that his first Premier League goal? Is
Yeah.
It is, right?
I don't think he hasn't played in Premier League before. It's his brother who did.
Yeah. So
Nathaniel is Nathaniel. I think he's played for.
What a way to score your debut goal for your club, man. So Rick gives him a 10. Matt, what are you giving him?
I mean, I think honestly, all the defenders get a 10. Honestly, there's just nothing that they had to do today. Chalobah, fantastic goal. You know, nothing really to say about it. It's just fantastic goal. Did his job. Yeah, I think a 10.
All right, Bobby.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give Chalobah a 9. Simply because of his age, the fact that he's come through the academy. You know, I listened with interest some of our sort of earlier conversations. And for me, you know, I'm not even going to go back to repeating myself. I look at the team in a holistic way, in a futuristic way. And I'm glad Chelsea as a club look at it the same way. You know, there's no question. I mean, anybody talking about selling this guy, I don't know what you're thinking. You know, this guy needs to stay in the squad. There's room for him in defense. He doesn't have to play every minute of every game. He will develop. There's going to be even more progression with him next season. He's had 2 good games and he's forced his way into the side. This doesn't mean to say he will always be as consistent. It doesn't always happen like that with the young guys, but he's made his point. And, you know, today I would certainly give him a 9 out of 10.
Sweet. Boogeyman?
Listen, if you compare the game he played in the Super Cup final and today, you can see directly there's an improvement. And improvement in how many days? Is it 3 days? So the talent is there, and he is here to take. He wants to make that position his. So now, like Tuchel has said, he forced his way into my mind. So at this point, Tuchel always say, I'm only going to take players that keep the same spirit or can adjust themselves and belong to the spirit that he's trying to implement with this team. So based on that thing, for me, I will give him a 10. Like, I don't even see 9.999 or something. It's a 10. He's that good. And he has nowhere else to be than to stay at Chelsea. And listen, I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm thinking. I don't think Koundé should show up in this team. I think we're enough. We should not be. There's no job for Koundé when it comes to our defender. Chalobah has it covered. That's all I can say at this point.
All right. Interesting. Let's talk about the Danish Maldini. I'll start with Matt.
Man, I think I just said before all 10s for the defense, but I really look Christian. I think he lost a couple of duels today. He wasn't as best. Yes, he was calm. Yes, he did his job, but he wasn't outstanding. So I'll possibly give him an 8.5 today.
All right. Eric Christensen.
I'll give Christensen a 7 out of 10. I think he played well. He did, just did his job. Passed the ball well. He didn't do anything risky. He didn't. He just played well, and I could give him a 6 as well, but it seems like 6 sounds harsh, so I'll go with a 7 because he kept a clean sheet as well. So 7.
All right, Bobby.
I'll go with 7 again, simply because what I've been watching is a lot of highlights. I haven't watched the full game, and so I pick up things from there. That's another Chelsea boy. He did nothing wrong today. He was part of a defence that kept a clean sheet, so his performance um, has to be high. I don't believe in 10 out of 10s. Nothing ever is perfect. And that's perfection. It doesn't exist, not even with machinery. But these guys did well today. This was a tricky game. I still think Jules Koundé should come into the squad. I think if he's as good as they say he is, this is the time to get him in. We don't think of the moment; we think of the moment and beyond. And this team, the way it is, wow, if your Lukaku fits in as well as we hope he does, gosh, we have a lot of hope this season, a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Mo,
Definitely.
just quickly before we go, Boogeyman, I just want to say, surrounding Koundé's price, I don't think the price should really concern fans. If we, people saying, but it restricts us from buying a midfielder. It does not at all. We have enough money to buy a defender, a midfielder. So Koundé's price doesn't scare the likes of the fans. We're not paying a cent. It's the club. The price does not matter in this situation.
Yeah, and also, we haven't spent a penny yet. We haven't spent a penny yet because once Abraham is gone, that's it. Lukaku's paid for, and we still have the winnings. We still have the transfer budget to spend. So we have room to buy a DM and a centre back. Boogeyman, Christensen.
Christensen, he's not. How do you say this? He's not new to the team. So his performance today just showed that he was supposed to be calm. He was supposed to control the ball and jump when he has to jump. Because today I saw him doing a lot of duel with the Belgium number 20, which I was really surprised. Normally, Christensen always trying to be quiet when it comes to a real duel. Today he did it. And his passes were also wonderful when it comes to my perception of the game. So for me, Christensen, I will give him an 8 because he did exactly what he was supposed to be doing. And I didn't miss Thiago Silva today. And if I don't miss Thiago Silva, I think he did something really good.
Yeah. No, I agree. Thiago Silva wasn't missed today at all. And that just shows the performance of Christensen, I believe. Rudiger is the next player, and we'll start with Bobby. Bobby, how do you rate Rudiger's performance? Oh, Bobby.
Yeah.
I know you've only seen highlights, but give me your general.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I was just listening to Tuchel. He's very, very pleased with Chalobah. That kid's going nowhere.
He was.
Rudiger. Well, Rudiger, even seen him in clips. Rudiger to me is nearly always an 8 out of 10, and when he overstretches himself, he's going to 9.5. So I've got to give him an 8 today because I know because of his experience and because of the way he defends. In the absence of Thiago Silva, he keeps that defense well organized. As I said, I've only seen bits, but of the bits I saw, I even saw him, making some gestures at Trevor, shouting at Trevor, probably just directing the kid, and that's what he's there to do. So if he's helping that boy improve his game, he deserves at least an 8 out of 10 today.
Yeah. Before I go to Eric, people in the chat, some of you may not know this, but in the UK, 3 p.m. kickoffs are not permitted to be broadcast on TV. It's something that happens to push people into the stadiums and watching the game live from within the stadiums to promote the fans and the supporters for those clubs. So 3 p.m. kickoffs don't get shown on our TV. So a lot of us in the UK, if you want to watch a game that is broadcast at 3 o'clock, we'll have to use alternative methods of viewership. So just so everyone knows. Eric, what's your evaluation of Rudiger, my man?
Yeah, I think I'll go with what Bobby said. I'll go with an 8 out of 10. I think he was doing some nice diagonal passes as well,
Yeah.
which was good to see. So he did a bit more with the passing than Christensen, and he was solid as well. Yeah, 8.
Yeah. Boogeyman, Rudiger?
I think for the first time I will join Bobby at. The truth is, Rudiger has shown how strong he is. A lot of time he showed his speed, and he didn't lose his head or anything. So for me, the entire back line, like Matt said, there's no comment. Only Chalobah, because he is a new, I think I'll give him 10. But all the other two, I think I'll give them 8. They perform pretty good, amazingly. And
Yeah.
like Bobby said, they're experienced players. So it's not that is what is expected from them, no less. If they go further, we're happy. We give them 9, but that's what we expect from Rudiger, Christensen, Zouma, all those people that win the Champions League. That's it. They cannot go lower than that. We expect a high top level from those kids.
Yep. Matthew.
I'll probably give him a 7.5 because I did see other defenders playing a little bit better than him. He was a bit quiet in the second, didn't see him as much, but again, there was nothing to really do.
I think it's the fact that Crystal Palace really gave up quite early. I mean, Crystal Palace gave up, I would say, after 55 minutes, man. Seriously, they went, they didn't start the game aggressively. They didn't really push us. But I think once they conceded, they lost the plot. They weren't really interested in the game anymore. So, yeah, Azpilicueta, the captain, and I'm going to start with Eric.
Azpilicueta, I was a bit disappointed with some of the movements. I don't think he was as direct as he could have been. He had some nice moments, some 1-2s. I think the one with Mount for the second goal. And then obviously Mount crossed the ball in. Yeah, I'll go with 6. I'll go with a 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't one of his best games, but I think he played all right. We'll go to Boogeyman next. Boogeyman, Azpilicueta.
8. He's a captain.
8.
He's supposed to be the manager on the field, and that's exactly what he did. When it comes to crossing the ball and running the channel, he's shown a few, and he hasn't done more than what he always did, or what he always used to do, or what we saw of him in the past. So he crossed the ball in, he defend well, he covered for Chalobah most of the time. So he's a captain, and I'm giving him 8. He did his job.
Fair enough. Bobby, do you agree? You're on mute, Bobby.
Sorry, that's unmuted. Sorry, I was listening to Thomas Tuchel as well. You always have to have your captain on the pitch where you can, and his presence does a lot for the team anyway. As I said, I can't wait to watch the full game, but from what I've seen, I'll give Aspi, based on what I'm hearing from the guys, a 7. He's our captain, he's our motivator. There's that energy that a captain always brings on the pitch, and especially if he's a winning captain. And certainly it would appear that was very much the aura of his game today, even if he didn't have a perfect game.
All right, fair enough. Matt?
Personally, I think I'll give him a 6. I personally, I don't like Azpilicueta as a captain. I love him off the field, but on the field, I just don't see him as captain material. But for him in the game, he did a lot of fantastic runs, but I would have given him higher if those runs did something. He was playing a lot of right wing position in the first half, and he did well when he did that, but nothing came from that. So I think he wasn't probably not one of our best players on the pitch, but yeah, a 6 is what I'm saying.
All right, fair enough. There's been a lot of talk in the chat for Marcos Alonso, so let's hear Marcos Alonso's rating. I'll start with you, Matt. How do you rate Marcos Alonso's performance, the goal, the general performance of the lad?
I mean, I think he won man the match in my books. I'll definitely put him man the match, but I would give him a 9. Fantastic goal. He had the ball the whole game. Like every time you look, he had the ball. He was either running. He did fantastic. Obviously, with the defensive side, we know he didn't do as good, but again, he did well today because he wasn't needed in the defensive side because Palace wasn't attacking. So if we have more games like this, like these smaller games against Barnes, example like that, he can play these games. I think he's going to be a perfect backup wing back.
All right, so we've got one vote for Alonso, man of the match. That went down well with a couple of people in the chat. We'll come back to the man of the match. We will nominate the Blue Lounge man of the match at the end of the stream. Eric Blue, Marcos Alonso.
Yeah, I don't like Alonso, but he had a faultless performance. He was really, really good. Honestly, he might be the starting left wing back right now. Chilwell might have to do some work to get back in. That's the way it looks to me.
Big statement, Eric.
Yeah, look, that's. I'm just saying it the way it seems to me right now, and I think it's a 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Boogeyman.
Alonso has done himself a lot of good today. As you all know, he scored a goal, and the Alonso I saw today, for some reason, we don't see him that often. Because Alonso I saw today has the ball, control the ball stay in between both feet all the time. His control were perfect. For some reason, he passed the ball. And the major thing I always like Alonso is the fact that he brings that high in the opposite box. Because we have a Werner, he's not tall. So most of the time, Alonso tends to always be in the box when there's a cross in. But he's a wing back. No other wing back does stuff like that. So today he did it so many times, and I think as Eric Blue, I'll probably give Alonso a 9, and then hopefully we just don't put Chilwell back in just because Chilwell is good. Chilwell has to take that position back from Alonso if he can. If we can't, then Alonso keep it. For me, anyway.
All right. Bobby?
Yeah, Alonso. People were talking about selling him this summer. Alonso is someone that from his
Bobby,
showing
this summer,
in the
last summer, the one before that, we're always talking about selling him. Yeah,
absolutely. From his showing in the last 2 games, I believe he's played his way into the Chelsea squad. Alonso is the ultimate squad player at the moment. He has these flashes of brilliant games. He is challenged by his lack of speed, but he's a useful player to be able to bring on and to be able to field in certain games. His free kicks are good. His height is good in the box. His goal scoring instincts are good. And so I would vote for him to be in the squad. Whether he's a starting left back, well, time will tell. I think a lot of it depends on the opposition. Against a team like Arsenal, probably not, because they have all these nippy players that are pretty fast. But that's not about Arsenal. I mean, it's about today. And today he did well. He took his goal well. He's one of the few Chelsea players that we've got at the moment that can score free kicks like that. So as a result, he's got to get at least an 8 out of 10. Man of the match, he could have even been up for that. I would have even considered that, but for Trevor Chalobah. I think because of who Trevor is, the fact he's so young, the fact he's broken through the academy, and he's made his statement is why I gave him the man of the match.
Yeah. You know what, Bobby? It's all about players that can add something different. You know, one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate of Hakim Ziyech, because he can add something different. And Marcos Alonso is in the same bracket. He can add something different. He can do the special things. He can score you a special goal. He can get you a wonder free kick. He can impact the attacking part of the game. Yes, he's lacking in pace. He's lacking in certain areas. But I think if you're playing with a 5-man defense, I think you can have a little bit of leniency towards Marcos Alonso. Yeah, I agree. He is someone definitely that can provide Chelsea with something moving forward, and I think he can do it for a little while. I mean, he's a little bit long in the tooth, but he's still putting in good performances. We'll go to Kovačić and we'll have Eric. Eric, what's your thoughts on Kovačić, man?
Kovačić did well. He did his job. He moved the ball well. Very good close control, dribbling, the usual things you expect. I was a bit disappointed with one of the moves going forward. He tried to shoot the ball, I think from outside the box, instead of passing it into the box to find, I think it was Pulisic. I was happy with the through ball he did. Can't remember what player got on the end of it, but that was a good chance he created with his through ball. I think he can do more of that, and he really needs to do it because we need players with that kind of creativity. We can't expect him to score goals, but he has to help the team with his passing as well as his movement on the ball. So I was happy with that. I think him and Jorginho, they worked well together, and they didn't really look exposed. It worked. They really helped us keep possession. The Crystal Palace were chasing shadows more or less the whole match. So I don't want to be high. I would have said 6, but I'll give him a 7. He played very well, so I'll give him a 7.
I think taking into account the fact that he played the full 120 minutes of the last game, it's good that he was able to continue the form that he has done, and it can't have been easy. So good performance by him. Boogeyman, your thoughts on Kovačić?
My man, Eric Blue, you giving 6 to Kovačić? I mean, I don't know, but okay. Yo,
listen, Boogeyman. Whatever Eric says, add 2. Let's just use that formula. Whatever
no, I said 7. I said 7.
Oh, okay, 7. Okay. My bad. My man. Brother, so anyways, Eric Blue, I listened to your argument and I mean, makes some sense. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But listen, Kovačić, I will start with a 9.5. The only reason why I didn't give Kovačić the 10 is because Jorginho was the man of the match when it comes to my perception of the game today. Kovačić, cruise control, one of the best in the league. Today, he showed everything you can ask for a midfielder. Control the ball, tackling, pass the ball. Even if those lacking physical presence of Jorginho, he covered them all. And the other thing I like about Kovačić today is at least he tried one to shoot. I think Eric Blue comment on that one. I mean, it didn't go well, but I mean, I like him to try it at least. We know he's not going to score it ever. But for me, Kovačić was a real presence in the midfielder. And because of him, Alonso touched a lot of ball. And all those, our defender, when it comes to Rudiger and Chalobah, can push on Palace midfielder because Kovačić always come back to make the ball easy for the defender to control and pass around. So for me, Kovačić is one of the best today, and 9.5 is what he deserves. And I'm waiting for Jorginho.
All right. Bobby.
Yeah, I like Kovačić. I always have done. He frustrates because for all his dribbling ability and his skills in midfield, his game suffers from his inability to score. really. And sometimes he has a wayward pass in him. But what he does right far outweighs what he ever does wrong. And he's so effective on the field that often, you tend to take it for granted, his impact in games. Kovacic never plays anything less than a 7 out of 10 for me. Whenever he's been less than that, it's been when he's come back from injury. So today, as somebody that has only seen parts of the game, I can't do any different than to give him a 7.
All right.
Can I quickly mention as well?
I just want to say one thing before you mention anything, Eric.
Yeah.
I think you guys are being harsh on some players and generous on other players. Just saying. Go on, Eric.
Who are the players?
I'll let the people in the chat.
Eric Blue, yo, do you feel like you've been attacked or something?
I'm just
you
asking.
feel like you've been really nice with others. I mean, Mo, you have to give it to Eric Blue. When he starts his comment, he always say, "I don't like Alonso. I don't like this guy." So
who do you like, Eric? Who do you like?
Yeah. So when the mark
come
come in, I'm just like, okay, then at least he give us the reason why he will never give this guy more than 8 or something.
No. I said I don't like Alonso, and I gave him 9 out of 10. Isn't that good? That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I'm being harsh at all. Yeah.
Beautiful, Eric.
That was a general statement. Go on, Eric. Go on.
Yeah, I wanted to just mention as well that obviously we did the preview, and I assumed that the team would still be trying to get their fitness, but from what I saw, it looks like everybody's ready. Honestly, it was a very fast-paced game, So I think everybody's ready now, and just bring on the next game. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Arsenal are going to be worried. They're going to be very worried. I can sense it. Who we at now? Jorginho. We'll start with Bobby this time. Bobby, how do you rate Jorginho?
Georgie is one of those that concerns me. Not in terms of his performance, but because he's so valuable to the team. Georgie has grown on a lot of us. I think he's a player that suffered from a lot of harsh judgment when we've not played to his abilities. And Tuchel has done that. He's shown how to use Jorginho. And if you use Jorginho right, he's a master in the midfield. He may not have the physicality that is required always for the Premier League, but if you put enough physicality around him to protect him a little bit, he's going to make it work for you in the middle. I think his presence is the reason for this sort of easy victory. And I'm concerned, we have so many games. He's not going to play all the games. Neither is people like Kante, neither indeed is Kovacic. But I think this is where the creativity comes in that we talk of with Tuchel. If he's not buying as a DM, he's got to be creative with the players he's got. And I hope and I believe he will, because we may not be able to replicate Georgie, but we have to have an alternative to Georgie in the midfield when he's not there. So as far as today is concerned, I've got to give him an 8.
All right. Matt?
For me, I think Jorginho, he done his job, he is Jorginho, he's done it. I'll give him a 7.5. I feel like Kovacic played a bit better than him, obviously from the assist, but Jorginho had great passes, and I love what he does. And if people really watch him, he drags a lot of players, and he creates so much space. I really do like Jorginho. But Mo and Chad, I can't keep my eyes open. It's nearly 4:00, so I'm going to catch you guys later. Man of the match to me, Alonso, and I hope you guys take care. See you guys next time.
Thank you, Matt. Cheers. Thank you. Have a good night, mate. Have a good night.
See you guys.
Cheers. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, no, Matt is in Australia, and the time difference is crazy. So, big up to him, and thank you for being on, Matt. Appreciate you. Eric.
Yeah, Jorginho.
Yeah,
I'll give Jorginho an 8 out of 10. Wow. I think, I think he was better than.
Do you like him or you don't like him?
Look, whether
he probably doesn't.
look, I my dislike for a player has nothing to do with how I rate them. Like I said, I don't like Alonso, but I give him a 9 out of 10. Oh, that's it. But I just saw, yeah. I'm watching the Liverpool game on the side, but yeah, back to Jorginho. Here I'll give him an 8 out of 10. In my opinion, he was better than Kovačić. You know, more range of passing. I like how he kept switching the ball. You know, the ball over the top. You know, I think he has improved. He's better than he was in 2018-19. I think he's improving with his passing, and that's what I want to see from the midfielders. You know, they need to be able to spread the balls wide. They need to be able to have that range of passing that can help us break teams down. So I think he was doing that. He had some nice interceptions as well, and he didn't get exposed. You know, his lack of speed wasn't exploited by Crystal Palace. So I think 8 is a fair score.
All right. Who am I missing? Boogeyman. Your thoughts on Jorginho?
10. If there is a 10 and a half, I'll give Jorginho 10 and a half.
I'll glance it to you. I'll give you 10 and a half, man. Yeah,
the guy been talking from minute 0 to minute 93. He's talking to the defender. Come, push here. He even asking the striker to come and receive the ball. Keep making gesture to Pulisic. Move this way. Man, the midfield was so fluid and the ball circulation was so beautiful today because of his one touch. Even sometimes obvious passes, Jorginho was not doing it. And when he did something else, you feel like, wow, how did he think that way? It's just the way the Crystal Palace players are running around. But they were chasing the shadow like Eric Bruce at one point. So today, Crystal Palace came physically, but they cannot do anything. We were not that physical, but when it comes to ball circulation, one touches, we were just way too good, and all because of Jorginho. So he was the manager on the field. Aspi was the captain on the field, and I think the fact that Jorginho won the European Euro and give him so much confidence that he doesn't really care about critics anymore. So he's just playing Jorginho. He's showing out what Jorginho is about. He knows no one has a way to talk him down. He knows he's one of the best on the planet at this point. So what I saw today is a lot of confidence and someone that is willing to share his way of seeing the game to other players around him. So for me today, Jorginho was a perfect. And let's move to Mount, because Mount also I have a lot to say about him.
All right. Well, in regards to Jorginho, he should be confident. He's had a fantastic summer. He's won everything that he's played. He's won it. You know, so he should be confident. We'll talk about the front line together. Did I ask Bobby his thoughts on Jorginho? Bobby, did I ask you? I can't remember. Bobby?
Yes, you did.
I did. I started with you. Yeah, I started with you. Yeah. In regards to the attack, I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to rate them together. So Mount, Werner, and Pulisic. Give me the rating for all three together. I mean individually, but together, because I don't want to go on for too long. We've already passed the hour mark. So we'll start with Boogeyman. Boogeyman, give me a rating for both, for all Pulisic, Werner, and Mount.
I love all three. I don't think Eric does so, but again, listen, Pulisic was the least presence today when it comes to our front line. He scored a goal, so that was really good. When it comes to Mount, I just said that he's not the player of last year that kept running, but his positioning is just get better, and he's going to be something else this season. I can see that the confidence is there, and he's just smiling. People kick him out. He doesn't look the ball easily, but he just smiles. and all his passes were accurate. Defensively, he was present, and creatively, he was present. So for me, he is the best of the three, and Timo has done all the dirty job, running around, keep running, and all his channel created goal for Pulisic and all those things. So I think Timo also has done a lot. So for me, Mount it will be a 9. Werner will be another 9, and Pulisic an 8.
Okay. Do you think Mount is back to his best fitness wise?
Yeah, I think so. But again, you can be physically present, but when it comes to cardio, running, he has to play a lot of games to get to that level. You can see it. Physically, he's look more strong. He look like a man. I can you can see his body is completely changed. But I just think the amount that keeps running around the field, that wastes all his energy just running like extra run for nothing. He's not gonna be that Mount this season. Everything he's doing is precisely for the reason which we want to see, because we had a tactic master as a Tuchel, and we need smart people on the field.
Yeah, I mean Mount, to me this season he looks physically stronger. I think he'll be able to impose himself a little bit more this season, and I think if he can continue the press that he has over the past couple of seasons with his physicality, with his strength, we'll probably see a better player. Bobby, rate me the attack, mate.
As I've said, having seen not all the game, one of our attackers scored in Pulisic, and bearing in mind that it is, they are still looking for fitness after a relatively short pre-season, and it's the first game. I'll give them collectively a 7. I'm looking for more. I'm looking for them to be able to. There's no reason why an attack with Mount, Pulisic, and Werner shouldn't get at least a goal each against Palace. Ambitious, maybe, but I think they're capable of such high standards. So a 7 collectively. They've done well, and we'll see how they get on as the games progress.
Fair enough. Eric?
I'll start off by saying I really like Mount. I like Mount a lot. He was deservedly the player of the season last season, but I think he wasn't involved as much as he could have been. He barely touched. I don't think he touched the ball a lot. He just wasn't really involved. So yeah, I can't rate him very highly. Pulisic, I'll give a 6.5 because he scored, so he was slightly better than Werner. I'll give Werner a 6, and I'll give Mount a 6 as well.
All right. I think you're a little bit harsh on Mount. Werner and Pulisic, yeah, it's about fair. But I think Mount played a more important role today. But it is what it is. Mason Mount was quiet-ish. He was, but he's he hasn't had a preseason like the rest of the lads. So you'd expect that from him and from the other English lads and the Italian lads. Listen, this has been a good reaction to the match. I'm gonna try to reevaluate the way I'm streaming during the season. Streaming pre-season, streaming in the transfer window, there was more to talk about on a daily basis. Well, now it's really more about the games. So I may be streaming a little bit less. I may be going back to doing pre-recorded videos a little bit more. So people, bear with me. I'm trying to see what is the best for you guys and for the channel, because I don't want to be giving you repeated content. So there may not be a stream tomorrow. It all depends on what's happening in the in the news. But it's going to be around the football matches and around the news. So I've got to work out the best schedule moving forward. But it's been a fantastic start to the season, a fantastic win. Crystal Palace could have been a banana skin game. We could have had a slip up. And I'm glad we didn't have that start of the season. We'll have to wait and see in regards to some of the players, some of the fitness issues. But I think Arsenal will be a very, very interesting fixture, a very, very interesting match. And to be honest, I think Arsenal have put themselves in a very, very tough position right now because they've lost the game that they should have won. And now they've got Chelsea and then they've got Man City straight after that. So Arsenal, we don't want to be in your shoes. Would not want to be in your shoes. People,
by the way, Mo,
yeah.
By the way, nice range of passing from Gilmour. A little bit lightweight, getting, Liverpool just scored again. Getting, what shall I say, displaced a bit and pushed around in midfield. But these are the exercises that will be good for him. He's not doing too badly, but it could be better. So I'll just throw that in there because I'm watching him.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. And the thing is this, Billy Gilmour is now playing in a team that doesn't have the ability and the capability that Chelsea has. So he's going to have to, he's going to have to work harder and he's going to have to learn it the hard way. And it's a good experience for him. It's a good experience for him. And hopefully, he'll come back a bigger, stronger midfielder from that experience. So best of luck to him. I'm going to give each one of you a 2-minute closing statement before we end the stream. And I'll start with Eric Blue.
It was a fantastic start. For me, it was a must-win because we are potentially going to challenge for the title this season. So these kind of games have to be 3-point games. Not only did we win, not only did we play really well, we also kept a clean sheet. So it was, for me, I think perfect performances exist within the context. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but you can't get better than a 3-0 win. You can't do better than that in terms of the score and in terms of the results. Maybe you could have scored more goals, but 3 goals, clean sheets, it's the perfect start in my opinion. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I saw a lot of things that I'm encouraging. The movement, the passing, the range of passing. These are the things that we need to do a lot more, and obviously it will remain to see whether the consistency will be there. So to actually realistically challenge for this title. So far so good. Let's keep going. Hopefully we see Lukaku against Arsenal, and hopefully he scores on his debut. Well, his debut on return.
Yeah, his second debut. I agree. That will be the cherry on the cake. Lukaku scoring on his debut, and if it's a hat trick, even better. Boogeyman, your closing statement before we end the stream.
Thanks for having me, man. And it was a good discussion. Eric Blue, Bobby, and the other one that left already now. So listen,
Matthew.
Today was a beautiful game. Don't forget that we're still in preseason, and Crystal Palace was a really physical team, but we managed to use our tactics and our system to pass around them and score 3 goals. I'm so happy because we score like 3 goals because that's something we didn't see last season too often. The other thing I would like to put out there is Arsenal. Every time we think we are in a strong position and we go play Arsenal, we end up losing. So let's just make this clear. Arsenal game, we need focus. We need our team to be at their best. We need to just beat them properly. We can go to Arsenal and they will like, how do you say, they made today. Sorry. Aubameyang was not there, and Lacazette was also not there. I don't. Those names always come slowly in my mind. Anyways, Lacazette and Aubameyang were not playing. and probably they will be available against Chelsea. So let's not just think we're winning that game easily, and let's prepare ourselves and go there and 1-0 win. I'm happy. I just want a 3 point, and thanks for what they showed us today. And 1,000 thanks to Chalobah. I really, really love that kid, and the emotion he's shown today when he scored that goal. I was close to cry myself, but I mean, I'm not a baby, right? But what I saw today from that kid, the way he didn't run, he just stopped, put both hands in, his head in both hands. It moved me so hard. I was like, that's what I like to see in our academy. When you made it, when you score, show what Chelsea represent to you, and that's all we're looking for. So I'm happy about today, and hopefully when Arsenal game coming, we push them around and score another 3 goals. I'm happy. Whether Lukaku was there, Lukaku is there or not, Eric Blue can be happy, but me, I only care about me winning.
Yeah, you make some very good points there, Boogeyman. I think moving forward, into the season, we have a lot of good things to build on based on this performance. So Arsenal coming, Lukaku's coming. There's going to be some good things happening. In regards to a question here from Kawasi, we talked about this, mate. We talked about this in a lot of detail at the start of the stream. So if you go back to the beginning, the first 10-15 minutes of the stream, you will get your answer and you'll get the different points of view in regards to this question. Bobby, your final thoughts, mate.
Yeah, I share a lot of the sentiments about Arsenal. I think we need to be very, very careful. It's only one game that we've played in the season. It's important to win those games, but it's not over. And, they're going to be a different animal when we play them. So we can beat them. Of course we can, but we've always been able to beat them. And in the past, they have at times come out with some difficulties for us. So we've got to really aim at putting them in their place, and I hope we manage to do that. And hopefully Lukaku comes on and gives us a couple of goals, or maybe even a hat-trick in his debut. As far as your streaming is concerned, it's a privilege. I want you to know that we thoroughly appreciate the work that goes behind it. In fact, all you YouTubers, it's not easy, even when you host us as someone that enjoys coming on your panel. I love talking football. I love talking Chelsea. That's my thing. I can't explain it. I love the club. It's part of me. And talking with people that I believe equally do the same, it's a wonderful thing. So, thank you. However you want to play, we're there to support you. But I do hope that you will continue with the consistency of live streaming whenever you can, because as difficult and as much as you put in, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it's gratefully received by fans. Really, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Your content, the background work you do, and the time you give, and the patience. Listening to everybody, sometimes even submerging your own opinions just to give other people the opportunity to express theirs. Is fantastic, and keep it going, Mo. We love you, man. You're a top man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for those words, man. Those words mean a lot to me. Those words mean a lot to me. For me, it's something that I enjoy doing, but at the same time, like you said, it does take a lot of my time. And every now and then I will need a break because I have other things that I got to get done and take care of. So I'll try to keep the balance. But this is something I enjoy doing greatly, and the feedback that I get from the people on the panel, the people in the chat, the people who message me and send me messages. So I appreciate all the support that I get from everyone. And if it wasn't for you guys, I can't do this. I wouldn't do this. But because you guys, keep me going and show me this love and the support, it means a lot. It means a lot. So thank you all for that. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I will probably hide behind Bobby comment when it comes to your stream. so I won't add too much. Thanks, Bobby, for putting out those sentiment. Those sentiments represent also my view, and hopefully you stay here. And it's a really good channel. Let's not kid ourselves. I know a lot of work out behind it, but I don't have that capability. I don't have that time. Let me just say that. So I can only tell you, you're doing an amazing
Thank
job.
you.
Amazing
Thank
job.
you.
Thanks for hosting us also.
No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And listen, I will continue. I will continue to do it. It might just be a little bit more sporadic. Like instead of doing it every single night, we might do it, like two nights a week plus match days. So I just have to work out a schedule that best suits me and you guys as well. So we cover everything. To be honest, I'm working hard. I'm working hard on getting some big content coming your way. But sometimes to do that, I need to spend some time on doing other things to, in order for me to get that content done for you. So we'll continue to work. We'll continue to grow. We'll continue to support each other as a fan base and as a community. Again, thank you all. Great result tonight. Let's get another one next weekend, and keep the blue flag flying high. Up the Chelsea boys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Bobby. Cheers, Bobby, and cheers, Eric Blue. Mo. See you next time.